Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with another recap video. So we have this movie The Lost Girls on Lifetime. So if y'all watch, please make sure you like, comment down below. Well, not comment, well, whatever. Comment down below some movie suggestions y'all would like for me to review, and I got y'all. Hit the subscribe button, notification button to be notified every time I upload. So yeah, we have The Lost Girls. Basically, it's inspired and based off events that actually happened. So this movie is about sex trafficking of children. So it basically starts off with this lady, and I guess she had a foster child, and it was her birthday. So she celebrated her birthday by giving her this bracelet. So she said when she comes back, she was gonna help her child clean up her from her birthday celebration. So once her mom left, the girl went outside to take out the trash, and this guy approaches her with a knife in his hand, like, she don't love you, nobody's ever gonna love you, come with me. So of course, you got a knife drawn at you, of course you're gonna go, even though you're scared out your mind, you're gonna go, so that way the other person will not be harmed, basically. So she leaves to go with that man. And then the lady comes back, like, looking, she's calling for her. She's like, Zoe, Zoe, Zoe. And to no avail, she doesn't return. So the next scene, it goes into, I believe, this girl, Angela. They call her Angie for short. And she's with her sister, Maddie. And her parents are supposedly like out away doing something, and she's watching her. So eventually they go to sleep, and then the parents come in, and they go on about their day. So the next day comes, I believe it's like a weekend or something like that. So no, it's a school day. So they go to school, whatever. Then Angie, she picks up her sister Maddie, and then after school activities, whatever, so they can go to the park. And she wants ice cream, Maddie. And Angie, she plays, I believe, the violin. So she said, you gotta do what you gotta do. So she basically played a song so that way she can get enough money so they can have ice cream as a treat. So a few people gave him money. This one boy gave $5, and she didn't even play for that long. But over time, she started, hanging out with the boy over and over again. His name is Mario. Her parents didn't know. So one day, I guess it was like a week or two done passed. One day, eventually she calls him her boyfriend. And before that happened, she snuck out to see him. And then her sister saw her come back in the house. And it's like, then the next day, she had a recital, and her parents were supposed to come pick her up, come to it, and that way they could just take her home. They never showed. She called her parents, they never left any messages. Then, she called or text the guy, Mario, to come, help take her home. So he said, oh, you go take her, because he has a car. He didn't take her home. He took her to this abandoned warehouse, and that same guy that because she's into music, so he said his uncle, which is a music producer, but he took her to the abandoned warehouse, and there was this lady there, and then there was that guy that took Zoe in the beginning of the movie. Yeah, he was there as well. And then supposedly the music producer is some man named Rob. So he was like, they tried to fix her with some makeup and give her violence so that she could perform her show. So she goes in there. I mean, she kind of sensed something was off, but she didn't really pay it no mind because, she's all about her music. So then things start going left when the guy gets up to tell her to relax, and then he starts touching on her. And then, she starts screaming, whatever. But the people outside are watching. They have a camera that they're watching on their phone so they can see everything that's going on. So eventually they end up leaving there and going to somewhere else. Because I guess Angie, she was making up too much noise for them and they couldn't handle it. So Mario basically lured her there, knowing that that's what they do. Yeah. So eventually they do move. Angie, she's put into this room with a whole bunch of other girls, and come to find out, they're basically pimping out these girls to have sex with older men and get paid for them. And so basically, after I think a certain amount of times, they try to sell them overseas to different people for a certain amount of money. So Angie, I heard she was worth $20,000. So eventually Zoe, she kind of took Angie underneath her wing to try to like steer her out of trouble, because I don't know how long the other girls been there, but it's been a while. So that the other girls, they're scared, but they're also conditioned to know whether to comply and not comply. So they're kind of like in limbo because they want to get out, but they can't get out, and it's like they don't know if their parents or people are actually looking for them, because they look like the type of people that would be like in foster care, like want to run away, always to run away, like nobody's out there looking for them or whatever. So that's probably the other girl's mentality is. I know exactly that's what Zoe feels because she's been in foster care off and on. So yeah, they do that. Eventually, they do their things, and they pay the people with their bodies the money, whatever. So the police end up getting wind to that. So they was about to do a sting operation, but it ended up failing because one of the undercover cops came in. He met the girl because Angie's parents, they were looking for her, so they called the police and all that other stuff. So that's how they got involved. So while one of the undercover cops came, one of the girls went into the room, Mia, and he was asking her questions. He's like, listen, I'm not here to hurt you or whatever. But then the guy, he goes by the name of Deacon, he kind of felt her like it was too quiet, like there's no movement or nothing going on. So eventually he came back in the room and he punched the cop in the face. But before that, Mia was able to confirm that Angie was there with the other girls, and that they was going to try to help get them out. Once Deacon found that out, he moved them out of there quick. So I guess they had two entrances to that motel. And then the other cops came in, and they missed them by like a few seconds. So they end up going back to, I believe, the warehouse where the other girls is. But at that time, Angie got in trouble for that, as well as Mia, because they messing up their money. So they didn't want that to happen. So long story short, Zoe, while they was at a kind of like a bar casino type thing, she kind of nudged the owner of the club, like, listen, we're in a bad situation, we're trying to get out. And the lady gave clearance. So Zoe and Angie, they left out of there, but Zoe ended up getting caught. Angie ended up escaping, but she also was bruised and battered. So she was ended up found somewhere a couple of miles away from where they was at, in some woman's kids' playhouse. So they ended up calling the police, and they took her to the hospital. She was in there for about probably a good week or so, I believe. And then eventually she came home. She had Stockholm Syndrome, which basically she didn't want nobody to touch her. She didn't talk to nobody. She was always angry. She was just irrational. It's just like once you go through trauma, it's like you don't know what to believe anymore, because they condition you to know that everybody around you once before were bad to you. They harmed you, but we're the only good people. But so she had to deprocess all that stuff. She had to go to therapy, and that's how she ended up getting in touch with Zoe's foster mom, which is she's also a survivor of sex trafficking as well, but she's also a counselor at where all the girls who have been sex trafficked before go to try to recover and get some peace and get back to a sense of normalcy. So she goes there, she starts befriending her and opening up. And she realized that Angie had on the bracelet that she gave Zoe for her birthday. So she was like, okay. And then, they, tired of talking or whatever. During that process, Mario, but he changed his name to Mark. He got two new girls. He got a girl named Ida and a girl named Zelda. Ida, once she figured out, because she just had a baby, so she was going there to work. I guess she supposed to be cleaning tables, whatever. So she was going on their false pretenses, so she had to bring her baby with her to work. So they end up taking her baby, and then they end up doing something else with her. Come to find out, they sold her baby on the black market. Ida, some reason, oh, Mario Mark, he tried to help get Ida out of there, but he also gave her a phone at the same time. So basically, like, she was there trying to get out, but she was also trying to do what she can so she could get her baby back. So she ends up going to the meetings with them, and she ends up staying with Zoe's mom, which is by the name of Rachel. And, she started, like, kind of feeding them back information, deaconing them. Because when Angie would go to the group meetings where they were at, this other girl, Letitia, because they all have, like, this same crown tattoo behind their ear. It's either on the left side or the right side, whatever. It was there, so she noticed that, okay, we were all in the same thing together. So Letitia was trying to help her to, like, open up and speak about her experience, because the more you speak out, the more it kind of helps you heal. So, and they was really like, how did they know where we was at? Ida was there as well. So she was kind of like an informant / victim at the same time, because she was doing whatever she can to get her baby back. But that was false pretenses because they sold her baby on the black market. And all that other stuff. So they end up catching Letitia. They kill her. And then they end up moving Angie to the safe house. They figured out where she was at because of Ida. So they end up luring Angie out of the safe house where she was at. And they end up taking her so that they could sell her because she still had a bid of $20,000 on her. So all of this happened within the midst of, I would say, a day or two. But long story short, the cops was able to find the warehouse where the other girls was located at, because they were about to leave out of the country. Stop them, arrest them. They killed, I believe, Deacon, Yeah, they killed Deacon. And the lady, Ida, Ida. There's two girls named Ida. So they end up killing, no, wait. Ida is the head person. Nala is the girl with the baby. Okay, Nala. So between her helping them so she could get her baby back, they messed up everything. So, but long story short, the cops was able to get them, rescued the girls. Once they all hugged and stuff at the precinct, whatever, Angie, Zoe, and Rachel hugged each other. And then once she did that, they was like about to leave. Angie saw all the missing kids on the bulletin board. She was like, "What about them?" Yeah, what about them? And it's crazy because now that I think about it, watching this and thinking about it in real life, the kids started missing. I wonder if that's what happened, because it's based on true events that have happened. That's what happened to all those missing kids. Like, have they been sold in the black market underneath a different name, or have they just been, deceased and they still haven't found their bodies? So it's kind of like a sensitive topic, but it needs to be talked about because stuff like this happens on a daily. So that was that. Behind the headlines, this boy, well, he's a man now. He was a gay boy. His name was Jose. He's gay. At the age, I think, when he was 14, his parents didn't approve of his lifestyle. So they was trying to send him to the conversion camp to get fixed. But it's like you like who you like. Like, I mean, you either accept it or you don't. But in this case, they didn't accept it. They was like, you either go to this conversion camp or you're on your own. So at the age of 14, he was on his own. So he ended up, doing what he do in the streets. He ends up finding this guy. He was good and all. And then eventually they just called it off. Then he ends up meeting this other guy on online chat room. And he basically telling him all his most personal information because he was vulnerable. So he basically needed somebody to listen to him, but that person, was a predator at the same time. He took him and got him into this so-called job of massage therapist, but more so involved of sex trafficking. So he was there for about, I think, 6 months to a year. And then Jose finally figured out what was going on. So he ended up calling his former boyfriend, and he was able to help get him out. But at the same time, his former boyfriend was a predator. So it was like he was like stuck in limbo between bad and bad, but one was worse than the other. But they were still bad. So he was able to get free from that. And then, oh, sorry, my nose is running. And then he was able to get free. But long story short, he was able to sue his abuser and he won his case. Now he basically speaks out, trying to help others in his situation. That, it's not your fault. You were a victim. They felt preyed on you. And he uses his voice to help others, overcome. There was another woman. Her name was Tony. She also was a sex trafficker survivor. So now she also runs organizations to help young girls, teens, and homeless get back on their feet, overcome the obstacles that they dealt with, and speak out, because the more you tell your story, the more you help the next person. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this movie. The Lost Girls is based on true events. You can see it on Lifetime. You could probably catch it on the Lifetime app as well. So give me a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know if every time I upload. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.